Remember the first dialogue in the trailer?
Kong, Godzilla, they can feel it too.
So, both of the Alpha Titans has already sensed a danger which is suddenly on the move. But if you notice, Kong straightly jumped in to face the danger right after sensed it. He opens a hollow tunnel with the help of some humans, retrieves his axe, and goes to battle with the Scar King. But even in that fight, Kong has the dominance against Scar King until he meets Shimo. But on the other side of Godzilla, ever since he sensed a danger, he started to go after every single nuclear plant to have a power update. Notice this scene where Godzilla faces the human military suppression and a new power update, which means the danger which both of them sensed wasn't the same one, and they could sense the danger along with their power level. The danger was Scar King for Kong, and in Godzilla's case, it was Shimo, their own predecessors. That's why the preparation was needed for Godzilla. But what they didn't expect is, Scar King and Shimo were in the same team. Did you know why Shimo disabled exact right hand of Kong? So in trailer, we can see that after taking a ice breathe attack from Shimo, Kong's right hand became completely numb forever, to the extent where Kong had to wear the metal gloves made by the humans to use his right arm properly on his will. But why do you think only his exact right hand is offended by Shimo? Cause, at first, Kong faced Scar King and also had a battle with him right before his encounter with Shimo's ice breath. In that fight, Scar King used whip-like weapon to scratch Kong's left arm. The scratch was done by a crystal-like material in the whip's end, which gave some effect to his left hand. And after that, Kong can be seen to use his only right arm to fight Scar King. Notice here, Kong held his inert left arm on the other side and used his right arm to dominate Scar King. So, on already feeling pain or numbness on his left arm, Kong uses his right hand to tank the complete ice breathe of Shimo, which made Kong's right hand completely inoperable. Did you notice these Shimo shots in Godzilla x Kong new trailer? This shot looks very intense for our Kong. This looks like the first intro scene for Shimo, and Shimo's strength and hard presence can be seen just with Kong's fear in his eyes. His eyeballs were enlarged on the first sight. As Godzilla was already too much for Kong to handle alone, Shimo is a lot stronger than Godzilla, which made Kong struggle a lot here. And a single ice breath of Shimo was all it took to disable Kong's right hand forever. Look at this shot, as Kong is struggling with his axe, his right hand is already completely frozen in Shimo's ice breath. And that could possibly be the reason for Kong to be handicapped throughout the entire movie. Even in this shot, if you notice, Kong uses his left hand to greet Chaya and hold his right hand very safely without moving an inch. Kong had to wear the hand gloves which was made by the humans to actively use his right hand. What do you think? How will the Kong vs Shimo come out? How many of you guys watched this new promo? Kong literally rides Godzilla on his back. The previous movie title itself is Godzilla vs Kong, and the movie ended with a warning roar to Kong from Godzilla, but how did they end up so close to each other now? Not to mention, give your keen attention here, where Godzilla himself gives his signal to Kong to climb on him. He turns back and shakes his head to Kong, then Kong jumps up on him. It's a big change in Monsterverse. And this could be possible only if the Alphas witnessed this kind of scene in their opposite side. And there is another detail too, which shows how powerful Shimo's mere presence. This is his first appearance with a wider angle, but notice here, even before Shimo uses his ice breath, the place around the Kong is already started to be frozen, which indicates Shimo's potential, and that's why Kong made this face on his first impression on Shimo. Did you notice when Kong had his revenge on the trailer? Most of you guys would have seen this iconic shot in trailer. Kong punched Scar King's whole teeth out of him, which went through a building to the road. But did you know that's actually a revenge shot to Scar King from Kong? So in previous shots, we can see Kong's one main teeth is replaced with an artificial ceramics while fighting with Scar King in the center of city, but that teeth was intact before Kong jumping into the hollow tunnel and facing Scar King, which is the beginning of the movie, and then the teeth gone lost after Kong had a battle with Scar King and his first encounter with Shimo in hollow tunnel. So with these scenes, we can understand that, during his battle with Scar King took one of Kong's main teeth from him, and that's why Kong used this chance to avenge his precious teeth in city fight. Tit for tat, which Kong meant by a teeth for teeth. Did you notice this single shot of Godzilla explains why he went for pink radiation update in Godzilla x Kong trailer? Ever since Godzilla realized Shimo's presence, he started to have fear with his mighty presence and strength, which made him go after every single nuclear plant to update himself with more radiation, but that wasn't enough too. Because when Godzilla finally met Shimo in person, he realized himself to be not a Titan, but a normal T-Rex in front of Shimo. Even his roar sounded like a T-Rex in the trailer. Hear this out.
Something is coming.
Here Godzilla is brimming with a lot of radiation in his body, but his roar looks different. Cause, when Shimo steps in, Godzilla is a real T-Rex in front of him.
How much close do you think Kong and Godzilla have become? You guys have already watched this scene where Kong rides on Godzilla's back and Godzilla also accepts him. But they've become close enough to synchronize their moves in the battle too. Watch this scene. Godzilla tossed Skarking after Kong threw him to him. This is how G-Man once killed Muto too. Looks like they both got the better power-up, both in strength and agility. Did you know Godzilla loves to do the spear attack to his opponents? He did to both Kong and Shimo here. Kong was the first victim for Godzilla's spear attack. Then Shimo. Not to mention Shimo's full form is finally revealed. Just for a split second anyway. So in previous Godzilla movies, the movies always ended with Godzilla killing the villainous titan of the movie. Muto in Godzilla, Ghidorah in King of Monsters, Mecha Godzilla in Godzilla vs. Kong. But what will happen to Godzilla x Kong? To kill Shimo is impossible even if Godzilla gets evolved to its next phase. This fight is after Godzilla evolved, so watch here. Shimo is still larger than Godzilla. Not to mention he was the reason for the last ice age in Earth, and his single ice breath took Kong's hand. And Shimo is told to be the first ancient titan of the Earth, which is why Shimo is called the mother of all titans. So both Godzilla and Kong cannot kill Shimo. So the end is that Shimo is being saved from Skarking. Skarking has a crystal by which he is controlling Shimo. So both Godzilla and Kong will go for Skarking and will save Shimo from him. After all, it will be a waste if Legendary kills Shimo after creating it with a lot of potential. Apart from Shimo, Godzilla, Kong, and Skarking, there's some other titans could also appear in the movie. First of all, Doug would reappear in this movie based on the info we got. After all, the movie starts with a hollow tunnel. Doug is even rumored to be an offspring of Shimo. Don't know how much true it is. Let's wait for the movie. Then, Scylla, which has already appeared in King of Monsters. Scylla has an ability to manipulate the temperature and absorb fog and energy, so somehow it will have a connection to Shimo. The next titan is Tiamat, a giant sea serpent. Constriction, hydrokinesis are its special ability. Tiamat has a high chance of appearing in Godzilla x Kong movie. So guys, what else titan do you think will appear in the movie? Did you know? Kong's glove is made with the same tech as the Mechagodzilla. Notice this scene here. When Kong punched the building with his new glove, it dispersed some energy exactly Godzilla's atomic breath to blow that building. This is exactly what happened when Mecha punched Godzilla for the first time. Mecha's fists were dispensing a lot amount of atomic breath energy, and the same energy is coming from Kong's glove, which in turns means Kong's glove is also made with same techs as Mecha. Looks like Apex got their hands on the best tech of the Monsterverse. Why Godzilla attacked Kong? This battle takes place in between the movies since both of the Alpha Titans already got their update. And this looks like this is the first time they are meeting each other in the movie. But Godzilla came straight from his hibernation, and Kong came from the hollow earth through a tunnel in Egypt, which is supposed to be not existing at that place. But by the time G-Man arrived near the tunnel, when Shimo is not around, G-Man mistook Kong to open the tunnel there. After all, Godzilla, being the protector of nature, opening a hollow tunnel wherever Kong once made, G-Man irritate and also made him remember their old grudge, which, in turns, induced their battle near the Egypt pyramids. That's how the battle started. After all, a movie in which two rivalry heroes facing a same enemy would always start with their non-cooperative mindset and end with their teamwork to defeat the enemy. Godzilla Minus On has won an Oscar for Best Visual Effects in Oscars 2024. A hats off to the VFX team, which included Kyoko Shibuya, Masaki Takahashi, and Tatsuji Nojima, and the movie director Takashi Yamazaki. This is the first ever time in 7 whole decades a Godzilla movie has won an Oscar award. This fact is enough to show their extraordinary work in the movie. Not to mention, the nominated movies along with the -1 were The Creator, Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning. Part 1, Guardians of the Galaxy Vol. 3, Napoleon. It's really sad, most of the countries couldn't get the theatrical release of Godzilla -1. Anyways, let's wait for the Blu-ray release, which is set to be on May 1st.